Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Choice Pawn pregame show as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here on Let'sGoICCTV.com between your number 7 ICC Indians and Southwest Tennessee here from USA Stadium in Millington, Tennessee. We don't have that the crowd mic today, so it'll be a little bit different. As you can see, we're high above the park here in Millington. The coaches have met. The teams are getting loose, and we'll have the playing of the national anthem here in a moment. We're going to play 2 this afternoon. It'll be the final non-conference game warm-up for the Indians as they will open conference play on Saturday in Fulton against Gulf Coast. And we talked with Coach Rick Collier before the game, and he said you can expect to see a whole lot of different pitching this afternoon for the Indians in Tennessee. We're going to step away and hear a few more words from our sponsors and come back with more of the Choice Pawn pregame show right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Woo! Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza, pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Southwest Tennessee, the first of 2 games this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. If you missed it yesterday, you missed 2 outstanding softball games against 2 of the top teams in the country as ICC dropped a 2-1 and 8-7 decision to number 2 Des Moines, Iowa, there in Fulton. Of course, ICC was ranked number 11 in the country. We'll take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups for the Indians here as they will be leading things off with shortstop Connor Lewis. Batting second, playing in right field, will be Drake Wallace. Batting third, playing first base, will be Justin Medlin. Batting fourth in cleanup, in that cleanup position, and the DH will be Drew Thomas. LeBryant Sedale will be in left field, batting fifth. Batting sixth will be Russell Bunch, the third baseman. Casey Milliron will be second baseman. He'll be batting in that 7th spot. Hunter Neighbors will be batting 8th and catching. And Jackson Lancaster will be your center fielder. He'll be batting 9th. Houston Harding will be getting the start on the hill this afternoon for the Indians. It's R.J. Dale getting the start here for the Salukis in Game 1. As we try to find some stats on R.J., he is 0-1 on the year with 6 innings pitched. He has an ERA of 7.50. So Dale's first pitch is going to miss outside for a ball. Then our Renaissance Bank opening pitch comes at 1:05. So a 1:05 start here in Tennessee. This pitch popped up, out of play. 1-1 now goes the count. Well, as we said, we do apologize. We don't have that exterior mic here in the broadcast booth, so it's going to be a little quiet this afternoon. Lewis, grounder to the third baseman, jams a little bit, finds it, throws it across the way in time for the putout. 5-3 on the putout of Lewis. And now up is going to be Drake Wallace. Wallace, a two-sport star at ICC, was a member of the football team, the co-division champions. Trying to get things started for the Indians here in the top of the first. Takes a look at that first pitch, low for a ball. Well, good crowd making their way out to the ballpark. It is spring break for ICC. As there's a grounder right back up the middle. High hopper. Shortstop had it. Lost it, though. Looked like Wallace also came up a little gimpy after touching the bag. Grabbed the back of his hamstring. As that's going to be an error, E6, that allows Wallace to reach. And this is going to be Justin Medlin, the first baseman, coming to the plate here for the Indians. And they're going to give Wallace a moment to try to run and get loose a little bit. And that's going to be something you have to get used to today. It is a pretty cold day. Wind is blowing basically from right to left in the ballpark. It's a pretty big ballpark. We'll go over the dimensions here in a moment. Of course, this is the former Olympic Stadium for the USA baseball team. A lot of history here. Coach Rick Collier once played here as well. As that pitch high and inside for a ball to Justin Medlin. So that's Drake Wallace over there on first. He reached on an error. It's Justin Medlin at the plate. Swung on and missed. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out. So waiting the 1-1 pitch. It's low and outside. 2-1 goes the count here on Medlin. So waiting the 2-1 pitch. This one popped up. Knifing away from the center fielder is going to run over, though, and camp underneath it for the putout for out number 2. So 2 away now for the DH, Drew Thomas. So Thomas will dig in here, try to spark the Indians with 2 outs and a runner on first. That was Drake Wallace that reached on an error. Bryant Siddell on deck for the Indians. Swing on the first pitch he sees, and that's going to drop for a base hit down in the corner. And the first hit of the day belongs to Drew Thomas. Thomas did not waste any time swinging on the first pitch he sees, sent it out to left. And now ICC with runners on first and second with LeBryant Siddell coming to the plate. Looks like the Indians are going to put in a runner here for Drake Wallace, as Wallace, we said, kind of running down first, grabbed the back of his hamstring. So this is going to be number 2 for the Indians coming in to run. That's going to be Kyle Weaver. I think it's one of those that Coach Collier was wanting to see if Drake could have possibly made it to third, but Drake just kind of jogged into second and shook his head. So hopefully Drake, nothing serious for him there on that injury. So now LeBryant Siddell had a big game in that doubleheader against Calhoun last week. That was the last time the Indians played. They've been off for a full week, trying to get things fired back up here on spring break. Runners on first and second for Siddell. takes that first pitch high for a ball. He was 4 for 5 with a walk and 3 RBIs last week in that 1-for-1 outing. ICC 12-2 on the year. Southwest Tennessee 4-16. They're 2-4 in conference play. Of course, this is a non-conference game. Sedale fouls that one back, held on by the catcher for strike 1. So 1-1 is the count with 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. Top of the first, game 1. Sedale looks at that pitch low for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. So the Indians would like to get something going here early on in the contest. Has the runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Sedale fouls that one back out of play. 2-2 now is the count here on the freshman out of Tupelo. Russell Bunch is on deck for the Indians. The Salukis would like to see him lead off this second. Indians want to see if they can just get something going here with 2 outs. That's the difference between good and above average teams, is 2-out hitting in baseball. That pitch gets away, a great stop by the catcher that time, as he just dove out in front of that one, kept it in front of him, and the runner had to retreat back to second. So now the count goes full here on LeBryant Sedale. So 2 outs. Full count here on Sedale. Runners will be going on the pitch. Runners go. Sedale fouls it back, and we'll do it all over again. Well, I tell you what, Kyle Weaver got a pretty healthy jump on second. He was about 4 foot away from third by the time the pitch was called foul. So he was motoring. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here. And misses it for a ball. Bases full of Indians now. This is going to be Russell Bunch coming to the plate. Russell, the freshman out of Itawamba AHS, will dig in with 2 outs and bases loaded. ICC trying to get something started here in the top of the first, game 1 with Southwest Tennessee. Bunch swings on the first pitch he sees. High fly ball to center field. Center fielder's going to camp underneath it and get the put out. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left on base. Let's take a look at today's starters here for the homestanding Salukis of Southwest Tennessee. And this will be your Coca-Cola starting lineup here for the Salukis. Chris Swanberg will be batting first, playing first. Batting second, playing second, will be Tucker King. Batting third, playing shortstop, will be Jacob Nobles. Those will be due up here in the bottom half of the inning. Batting fourth will be left fielder Christian Busby. Batting fifth will be right fielder Blake Donalds. Batting sixth, playing third base, will be Blake Daniels. The DH will be Jaquan Estrada. He'll be batting seventh. It'll be catching will be Hudson Parrott, batting in that 8th spot. And batting ninth will be Barron Porter, the center fielder. Pitching for the Indians is going to be Houston Harding. Harding is taking his warm-up tosses here. Take a look at some Sonic stats on Houston. He's pitched 18 innings. He's got a 3-0 record. He's given up 16 hits, 9 runs, 7 of those earned. He's walked 6, struck out a team-high 19, and has an ERA of 3.50. As we said, we expect to see a lot of pitchers this afternoon here for the Indians, as they've got conference play coming up later this week. Let's hear a quick word from Coke, and be back with more right after this.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the first inning. And this is going to be Swanberg to lead things off here for the Salukis. Takes that first pitch high for a ball. Well, the Indians left bases loaded in the top half of the inning. That pitch just a bit too inside for the umpire's liking. Two and 0 now is the count here on Swanberg. There's a shot. Center fielder's going to have to hurry. Now, he camps up a little bit more than at normal. So that's going to be a fly out for Swanberg. You got a lot of ground to cover out there in center field. We do have a choice pond position change, as it's going to be out in right field is going to be Kyle Weaver, who will replace Drake Wallace, who was injured running down that first baseline. So the new right fielder for the Indians is Drake Wallace, is Kyle Weaver replacing Drake Wallace. As that pitch across for a strike. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. 0-2 now is the count here to Tucker King, the second baseman. Well, sitting in the sun is a premium today. Chilly afternoon here in Tennessee. Pitch out that time, couldn't get him to chase one. 1-2 now goes the count. A nice day other than the cool temperatures and breezy afternoon here for baseball. 1-2 pitch coming. Missing in the dirt. 2-2 now is the count to Tucker King. So the 2-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed, and it's a beauty. Swinging strike three. As you see there on the Little Caesars instant replay, they got the throw out on the put-out after the ball got away. That was a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first strikeout of the day for Houston Harding. So now up is going to be the third baseman, Jacob Nobles, the shortstop. Indians trying to get a quick 3-up, 3-down inning out of the Salukis here in the bottom of the first. Pitch right now Broadway for a strike. The ICC dugout got a little extra life in them this afternoon. Probably trying to stay warm. Grounder, high hopper to the shortstop. Going to be trouble here. Going to have to hurry. Does not. Elects to hold on to it. Smart play that time by the shortstop, Connor Lewis, not to force that one. Just tip his cap and say, okay, you got one on us that time. Second time we've seen the ball kind of just hit that infield and rocket up. It was an error. They caused the error, I should say, in the top half of the inning for the Salukis, and it resulted in an infield single for the Salukis here, and now it's going to be the number 4 batter, the left fielder, Christian Busby. So Busby will dig in. Looks at that pitch at the knees for a strike. Nice breaking ball to get ahead in the count with a runner on first and 2 outs. Throw over to first, not in time. Dives back without a tag. Pitch coming. And just confused him that time as he tried to check his swing. Couldn't do so. Went on around through it. And Busby's just going to walk that one off. A little upset with himself. 0-2 now is the count here on the left fielder, Busby. Harding delivering the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Blocked up nicely that time by Hunter Neighbors. So 1-2 now goes to count here on Busby. And now they got the runner in a jam here. The pickoff move, and he's going to tag him and get him out. Nicely done that time by the Indians. Got him leaning and got the throw out over at second. So caught stealing. Score that one 1-3-6 on the putout to get the 3-up, 3-down inning the unconventional way there. We're scoreless after one. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the top of the second. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for the Indians. Be the second baseman, Kason Millarn, to lead off the inning here for the Indians. ICC loaded the bases the last inning, just could not get anything going with 2 outs. As that pitch across for a strike. Dale still in the circle here for the Salukis. Fastball low. 1-1 now goes to count here on Kaysen. Hunter Neighbors on deck. Then it'll be Jackson Lancaster due up here for the Indians. That pitch high for a ball. 2-1 now goes to count. As Dale not really wasting any time, working with purpose here early on. This pitch fouled straight back over the top of us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you, if you'd like to give to ICC, visit iccms.edu for more information on the foundation. Fly ball, trouble here. First baseman kind of fell for a moment, was able to gather himself and get the out in shallow right field. So a good job that time quickly, not only finding his footing, but finding the ball to be able to get that out. And now what will be the number 8 batter, Hunter Neighbors, who is catching here in game 1. Scoreless. We're in the top of the second. Neighbors, takes a healthy cut at that one. Came up empty for strike 1. There's a shot right back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit there for Hunter Neighbors. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay, the second hit of the day for the Indians. And now up is going to be the center fielder, Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster batting in that 9 spot. Digging here, trying to spark the bats for the Indians. That pitch nips the corner for a strike. 0-1 is the count here on Lancaster. Going to try to find a way to get a exterior microphone out this window. There's a ground ball to second. Could be a tailor-made double play here. There's one, and the throw. No throw. So it'll be a fielder's choice on the play there. So score that one 4-6 on the putout of Neighbors. Lancaster showing off some pretty good speed heading down the first base line. And we go back now to the top of the lineup in Connor Lewis. Lewis grounded out to third in his first at bat. Takes a look at that first pitch for a strike. Breaking pitch. Inside corner of the plate for strike 2. Nice job by Dale. Quickly getting ahead in the count here. 2 outs. 0-2 is the count. Pitch in the dirt. Blocked up nicely that time by the catcher, Parrott. And 1-2 goes the count here on Connor Lewis. If Lewis were to reach, it'd be Kyle Weaver at the plate. There's a flare out to right field. Right fielder's going to have to hurry, and it's going to drop. A chance to score a run here for the Indians. No, they're going to hold him at third, and that's going to be a double. Connor Lewis coming in with a clutch hit there for the Indians. So he just got a little flare out to right field. Right fielder just could not quite get it quick enough. And so a big-time hit there. So this is going to be Kyle Weaver at the plate, replacing the injured Drake Wallace. And Weaver rips one. Third baseman gets it. Throw is in the dirt, but a nice scoop over at first for the putout. So once again, the Salukis getting out of a little bit of trouble there. 5-3 on the putout after a nice stretch over at first. I'm going to play a commercial and try to see if I can find a way to get us a external microphone out the window somewhere. And we'll be back with more right after this.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Got a exterior mic. It's really going to help out the play-by-play here. It's kind of just sounded like a dead atmosphere without that exterior mic. 1-2 is the count. Ground ball. Foul ball. This is game 1 of 2 here between ICC and the Salukis. That pitch inside now. 2-2 is the count. This is Christian Busby, who was at the plate. A little ground ball, nubber to the pitcher. Plenty of time, throw over for the out. And so one away now here in the bottom of the second inning. ICC is left 4 runners in scoring position. And this is going to be the right fielder, Blake Donalds, coming to the plate. Houston Harding still on the hill here for the Indians. That pitch hangs up a little high for a ball. Well, as we said, we anticipate seeing a lot of different pitchers this afternoon in this contest with division play coming up soon. As that pitch, missing 2-0 now, is the count. Hear the wind blowing over the microphone. It's actually blowing into the field now. That pitch across for a strike. There's a flare out to right, but it's going to get in foul territory, out of play. And 2-2. Now goes the count here on Donalds, the right fielder. So it's Busby who grounded out to the pitcher. Donalds and Daniels up here in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch on its way. Ripped foul down the line, and we'll stay at 2-2. A windy afternoon here at the ballpark. You're going to have to get one out of the ballpark. You're going to have to get it pretty good. Is that pitch high? They're going to say, did he go? No, he did not. 3-2 now goes the count. The dimensions is 334 down the line and left. Not showing anything to the gap. It's showing 414 to center field and 334 down the right field line. And there's strike 3. Got him looking at a pretty one there. Curveball that came back in for the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Houston Harding. So now up is going to be Blake Daniels, the third baseman. Daniels will dig in here, trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Salukis. Breaking pitch hung up a little high for a ball. Lost speed, nice change of pace that time by Harding. Had Daniels way ahead of that one for strike 1. 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. This pitch, foul backing out of play. Now the count goes 1-2 here on Daniels. So Harding looking for another 3-up, 3-down inning here. Foul ball was able just to find a piece of it and foul that one off. 1-2 stays your count. The wind is blowing out to left field. So if you're going to get anything out of the ballpark today, it's going to have to be left, and it's going to have to be hit pretty hard. Curveball. Ooh, good looking pitch. Hearing a few oohs and ahs out of the crowd, thinking that was strike 3, but instead, ball 2 was the call. 2-2 is the count. In the dirt, nobody on base for that to do any damage. And now the count goes 3-2. Estrada is on deck for the Salukis. The Indians would like to see him lead off the bottom of the third. 3-2 pitch coming from Harding. And fouled off, and we'll stay at 3-2. Nice battle at the plate here out of Daniels. Keeping that bat alive with 2 or 3 foul balls now. 3-2 stays your count. This pitch popped up, and it's going to get out of play over the ICC bullpen, or excuse me, not bullpen, but dugout. And the count once again will stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Houston Harding looking for his third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. And there's a shot deep to right field. Right fielder's going to have to hurry and drops it. In and out of the glove of the right fielder. E9 on the play there. as that one was in and out of the glove of Weaver out there in right field. So now Estrada, the DH, will come to the plate. They mark it as a hit on the scoreboard. That was in and out of the glove of Weaver out there in right field, so I'm going to stick with my E9 on the play. Curveball, check swing, called a strike. Runner at second. Estrada trying to find a way to give the Salukis the lead here. We're in the bottom of the second, scoreless here in game one. Harding paying a lot of attention to the runner. Now sets to deliver another breaking pitch. Oh, good looking pitch. I guess just a little too outside for the umpire's liking. 1-1 now is the count. So 1-1 now is the count. There's 2 outs and a runner on second. And he's going to look him back. And nice location there. Tried to check his swing, couldn't do so. Swung at that one, 1-2 now. Goes the count here on Estrada. So the 1-2 pitch from Harding on its way. Swung on and missed. Ball got away. We're going to throw it down, and that will do it. So he does get the third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, 2-3 on the putout, however. And a runner is left stranded in scoring position. We've played 2. ICC 0, Southwest Tennessee 0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let's Go ICC TV.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We get set to start the top of the third inning. ICC in Southwest Tennessee scoreless here. Game one. So that pitch across for a strike. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters due up here for the Indians. As this shot popped up to right field. Right fielder's going to go over, camp underneath it, and squeeze it to retire Medlin for the second time this afternoon. So Medlin led us off. He's the first baseman. Now it will be the DH, Drew Thomas, who had a single in his first at-bat. And so Thomas going to try to get things fired up here for the Indians in the top of the third. Rips one down the line. If it stays fair, it's going to be hit for days. No. That one about 3 foot and foul territory. Had a chance to get out the gate out there in the bullpen. So nothing but a long strike there on Drew Thomas. 0-1 is the count here to Thomas. That pitch floats up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out. Nobody on here for the Indians in the top of the third. That pitch hangs up high. 2-1 now. Goes the count on Thomas. LeBryant Sedale on deck next for the Indians. That one off his fist, foul back out of play. 2-2 now. Goes the count here on Drew Thomas. So Thomas awaiting the 2-2 pitch here from R.J. Dale. And he rips one that's going to be over the head of the shortstop, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Drew Thomas. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. Nice piece of hitting. As we said, the second hit of the day for the DH, Drew Thomas. And now up is going to be LeBryant Sedale. Sedale drew a walk in his first at bat, was part of those 3 runners left on base in the first. Indians trying to find a way to scratch across a run here. Sedale swings on the first pitch he sees, ground ball to the third baseman, throws over to second for the out. So a fielder's choice there for Sedale. Score that one 5-4 on the putout of Thomas. Now up is going to be Russell Bunch, the third baseman for the Indians. Russell flew out to center on the first pitch he saw to end the first. Trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians in the top of the third. Sedale is at first. Bunch looks at that pitch low for a ball. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now. Goes the count here on Russell Bunch. Kason Milliron is on deck for the Indians. Due up next. Bunch pokes one forward. Third baseman's going to have to hurry. Throw across in time for the putout. Score that one 5-3 on a nice play over there at third base. Came in charging hard. Was able to get the toss over in time to get Bunch. And the Indians leave a runner on the bags. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the third. ICC Southwest Tennessee still scoreless here in Game 1.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here to be number 23. Coming in to pitch for the Indians, that's going to be Hunter Hughes. Hunter Hughes with the new pitcher here for the Indians. And he'll be greeted by the 8-9-1 batters here. Hudson Parrott, Porter, and Swanberg. Is that first pitch missing for a ball. So Hunter Hughes taking over inside the circle. That pitch missing as well. 2-0 now is the count. As we said, we anticipate seeing a lot of different pitchers this afternoon. That one across for a strike. Two-one pitch coming. That one misses outside. 3-1 now goes the count here to the catcher, Parrott. Ground ball, second baseman's going to come up. Toss over for the putout for out number 1. So now this is going to be the center fielder, Porter, coming to the plate, batting in that number 9 spot. So Baron Porter will come up to the plate here. With 1 out and nobody on here for the Salukis. Showed bunt, pulled back on it, takes it for a ball. Lee Adams on hand, taking photos for today's broadcast, or for today's ball games, I should say, on ICCimages.com. That pitch missing for a ball. So we do invite you to order those pictures on ICCimages.com. Digital downloads available for $1. Fastball across for a strike, 2-1 now. Goes to count here on Porter. This is Porter's first at bat of the contest. This one popped out of play, evens the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on its way, blocked up and misses for a ball. 3-2 now goes to count here to Porter. Swanberg, the first baseman, is on deck, and that pitch misses for a ball. First walk of the afternoon issued by the Indians. So now runner on first with 1 out. This will be Chris Swanberg as we go back to the top of the lineup here for the Salukis. Swanberg flew out to center in his first at bat of the contest. We'll try to get something started here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ground ball to the first baseman. And they're going to say that's a fair ball. Wow. The first baseman was on top of the bag, and it bounced on the far side of him. And the Indians are going to try to argue to say this was a foul ball. That was clearly a foul ball, because the first baseman's knee was almost on the baseline that time. And the argument's going to fall on deaf ears. Tough break there for the Indians, and Coach Collier's going to come back for a little bit more with the home plate umpire. I think he's got a pretty legit argument here. As I said, the first baseman was almost on top of the bag when he went to put a knee down to try to catch the ball. And there's nobody he can appeal to. So that's going to be a double for Swanberg and a gift for the Salukis as they take a 1-0 lead on a foul ball that was not called, that turned into an RBI double. And so now up will be Tucker King with a runner on second, and Southwest Tennessee with a 1-0 lead. That was just, I don't know what the home plate umpire was looking at. There's a curveball across for a strike. I mean, even if you don't know a whole lot about math, but you know a lot about angles, you can see where the ball ended up out there in right field in foul territory. That ball almost would have had to take a 90-degree turn to get where it was for it to be a fair ball. Either way it goes, that's part of baseball. The human error effect, and it goes for the home plate umpire or the infield umpire as well. So the Indians just got to battle around that. 0-2 is the count. Runner at second. Up the middle, throw over is in time for the putout. The runner does advance, score that one 6-3 to retire King, and now up is going to be Jacob Nobles. Nobles did reach on a single, but he was caught stealing to end the first. That pitch blocked up nicely that time behind the plate. by Hunter Neighbors. There is a runner on third here for the Salukis. They lead this one 1-0. Another pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Neighbors. Nobles, the shortstop, as I said, singled, was caught stealing to end the first. Takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. And there's a shot out to center. Center fielder having to go, and it's going to drop over his head. So another double there for the Salukis, and that's going to be an RBI, and they take a 2-0 lead now. So that was an RBI, a well-hit ball that time. Just put it out there where nobody was, and it dropped out in center field. And now the Salukis taking advantage of that missed call earlier. Pushed another run on the board. They'd lead it now 2-0. Shows bunt, pulls back. Wow, that pitch outside, but called a strike. Nice job taking a little bit off of it that time by Hughes. And 0-2 now is the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Salukis have taken a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Outside corner, missing it. 1-2 now goes the count. So 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. This is Busby at the plate here for the Salukis. Fouls that one off, and we'll stay at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second, 2-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning here in game 1. There's strike 3. A Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning. The first of the game there for Hughes. We've played 3, and Southwest takes a 2-0 lead. One of those runs, a big-time gift from the home plate umpire. 2-0 is your score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. ICC find themselves in a 2-0 hole here as we start the top of the fourth inning. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Casey Milliron, Hunter Hughes, or excuse me, no, that's going to be Neighbors, Hunter Neighbors, and then Jackson Lancaster all due up here for the Indians. That pitch missing. 2-1 now goes the count here on Kaysen. That pitch right down Broadway. 2-2 goes the count now here on Milliron. So we've got to protect the plate. And, well, apparently that was actually a full count as he'll head down to first. Scoreboard showed 2-2, but that was ball 4. Second walk of the day issued by R.J. Dale. So now up is going to be Hunter Neighbors. He had a single, was retired on a fielder's choice in his first at bat. That pitch hangs up high for a ball. As I said, you can hear the wind blowing throughout the afternoon here. We're at USA Stadium in Millington, Tennessee. Not a bad drive from Fulton, about 2 hours, as that's going to be hit by a pitch is going to be Neighbors, so he will head down to first. And now the Indians got something going in the top of the 4th with runners on first and second and no outs. They're going to come in and kind of talk to their pitcher for a second, maybe calm him down a little bit, saying, "Come on now, just trust your defense. We've been there for you today." So this is Lancaster, who grounded into a fielder's choice to second and hits first at bat. He was left stranded. Back in the second inning. Indians trying to get something going here. They trail 2-0. Top of the 4th. Showed bunt. That pitch drifted high. Don't know if that might have been a pitch out to see if maybe the Indians were going to try to play a little small ball. So 1-0 is the count. Lancaster show bunt again, this time to snap down to second. Nearly hit Lancaster that time. 2-0 now. Goes to count here to Jackson, the center fielder. Connor Lewis is on deck for the Indians. ICC trying to get something going here, trailing 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th, game 1 between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Runner goes, and got him dead to rights. Don't know if there was just a miscue on the call that time, as Milliron actually went before the pitcher even started his motion. So just a tough break there for ICC. 1 out now. Runner is at first, and Lancaster digging in. Lancaster blisters one out to right field. Right fielder's going to have to go back. Can't get to it. Oh, now that pickoff is even bigger for the Indians. That would have for sure scored 1 run, but instead it turns into a double by Lancaster. And now the Indians with runners on second and third, and we're going to have a trip to the mound here. Don't think we're going to have a change or anything. Just one of those situations where just want to try to come out and talk to the pitcher for a minute. So a brief meeting on the mound there. Now ICC. Boy, you look back and how big was that pickoff now. If Milliron isn't picked off, we at least have 1 run on the board. Now up is going to be Connor Lewis. That was the 2nd extra base hit of the day for the Indians. 5th hit of the game, as Lewis takes that pitch high for a ball. So the tying run is in scoring position here for the Indians. We're in the top of the 4th. Swung on and missed. 1-1 now goes to count here on Connor Lewis. Lewis did double in his previous at bat, but was left stranded in the second. It'll be Kyle Weaver on deck for the Indians. This pitch popped up high in foul territory, but is going to get out of play. So now the count goes 1-2 here on Connor Lewis. Let's see if the Indians can find something going here, or can the Salukis find a way to get out of this inning. There's 1 out. Runners on second and third. We're in the top of the 4th inning. ICC trailing 2-0. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up beautifully that time by Parrott to keep the runner at third. Reason why I say that, there's tons of room behind these catchers. If a pitch gets away with any type of velocity, it's going to score the run easy from third. So the 2-2 pitch coming. Line drive, shortstop. Oh, makes a beautiful diving stop. And gets the out at first, but the run does score. What a play. Over there at short, 6-3 on the putout of Lewis. As that was just a great diving stop by Nobles. The run does score, however, and the Indians cut it in half now. And the runner advanced to third. And this is going to be Kyle Weaver at the plate for the Indians. Weaver takes a look at that pitch. Low for a ball. Weaver entered after it appeared Drake Wallace came out due to an injury. He grounded out to third in his first at bat. Those first 2 pitches low for balls. So 2-0 is the count here to Weaver. And that pitch missing. Or actually, time was taken. Tying run at third here for the Indians. That pitch missing low. It's Jackson Lancaster over at third. .30 pitch coming. Taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count here to Weaver. And that pitch just gets enough of the corner of the plate for it to warrant a strike call. Count now goes full here to Weaver. Tying run at third. 3-2 is the count. 2 outs. Top of the 4th. There's a rip, and it's going to be down for a base hit, and ICC is going to get the tying run in. Got a big-time hit there for Kyle Weaver, and now we're tied at 2. So that RBI with 2 outs on a 3-2 pitch drove in Lancaster on the RBI by Weaver. And now this is going to be Medlin at the plate. Medlin takes a look at that pitch, outside for a ball. So a good job by the Indians to answer here in the bottom half of the inning to tie the contest. 2-2 now is your score. This pitch foul back. 1-1 goes to count here on Medlin. Medlin 0 for 2. He's flown out to center and flew out to right in his previous at bat. 1-1 is the count. That pitch drifts up high for a ball. 2-1 now goes to count here on Medlin. Ground ball, second baseman, easy play, throws over in time to end the inning. But the Indians get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Tie ball game, 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC and Southwest Tennessee tied at 2. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for the Salukis. Donalds, Daniels, and Estrada. So this is the right fielder, Blake Donalds. He struck out looking in his first at-bat of the day. That was to Houston Harding as that pitch clips the corner of the plate for a strike. New softball rankings have come out from the NJCAA. We'll talk about the the Indians and where they rank. As there's a fly ball, center fielder is going to take 2 steps back and then 2 to his right and get it for the putout for out number 1. Well, as we said, the new softball rankings out. And after sweeping the number 8 team in the country, ICC softball has moved up to number 6 in the country. I believe tying their highest ranking in the history of the program. As now this is going to be Blake Daniels coming to the plate. Daniels looks at that pitch, low for a ball. Of course, you just saw 2 epic battles last night here on Let's Go ICC TV between the number 2 team in the country and ICC, Des Moines area. They picked up the win 2-1 in Game 1 and then an 8-7 win in Game 2. ICC had the tying run in scoring position in both of those games late. That pitch across for a strike. That one there for a strike. Daniels, like he necessarily agreed with that last strike call. 2-2 now is the count. That one missing low, 3-2. Goes the count now here to the third baseman, Blake Daniels. Blake doubled but was left stranded back in the second. There's a flare off the bat, but it's going to get out of play into the bullpen area for the Indians. I anticipate the Indians making a move after this inning to bring in a new pitcher, as Houston Harding got to start Hunter Hughes. It's the second pitcher of the day here for the Indians. May just see them pretty much just rotate every 2 innings, depending on how many pitches they throw in each inning. And there's strike 3. A Renaissance Bank strikeout of Daniels as he goes down looking. The second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Hunter Hughes. And now Joaquim Estrada will come to the plate. The DH, he struck out swinging as that pitch missing low for a ball. He struck out swinging but was retired 2-3 on the putout. And this is a shot out to center field. Center field's going to have to hurry. Comes up and makes the diving play. Nicely done out there in center field by Jackson Lancaster. Coming up, making the diving effort for a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Salukis. We've played 4. ICC 2, Southwest Tennessee 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. Adrian Comas coming in to pitch here for the Salukis. In the fourth inning, he'll be greeted by the number 4, 5, 6 batters here for the Indians. Drew Thomas, LeBryant Siddell, and Russell Bunch all due up here in the top of the fifth inning. We'll bring you the Sonic scoring update between innings here, as that last ranking update for the ICC softball team now moving up to number 6, with an ICC spotlight being brought to you by Food Giant. So Drew Thomas, who is 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles, was left stranded and then was out on a fielder's choice in his last at bat. We'll dig in here. At first pitch high for a ball. See a lot of guys starting to move out to the bullpen area for Southwest. Probably going out there though for a little bit of that sunlight. A little pop up. First baseman's going to come up and get the put out. First time that Thomas has been retired this afternoon. So now up is going to be LeBryant Siddell. Siddell reached on a fielder's choice. He's also walked. Was left stranded at first in both of those situations. Siddell takes a look at that fastball across for a strike. 2-2 is your score. We're in the top of the fifth. That pitch just missing low for Kamas. 1-1 now is the count. That pitch inside nearly hitting Siddell. Ball gets away. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here. Siddell way ahead of that one. Good job by Kamas taking something off his fastball that time. 2-2 now is the count. Siddell was looking to do something big with that pitch. Just came up empty. Kamas wants to talk something over with his catcher here. Remind you, our next baseball broadcast will be Saturday as we open up conference play in Fulton against Gulf Coast. We'll have to see what the NJCAA rankings are later this afternoon for the baseball team, as those anticipated to come out a little bit later this hour. Breaking pitch hangs up. 3-2 now is the count here to Siddell. 1 out, nobody on here for the Indians. Siddell, ground ball right back to the pitcher, gets it, throws it over in time for the putout. 1-3 of Siddell. Good job by Kamas coming in and kind of silencing the bats of the Indians so far. And now up will be Russell Bunch. Bunch 0 for 2 in the afternoon. He flew out to center, grounded out to third in his previous at bat, both times in the first and third inning. So Bunch will dig in here with nobody on and 2 outs. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it back for strike 1. 0-1 is the count here to the third baseman, Russell Bunch. Casey Milliron is on deck for the Indians. That pitch hangs up. 1-1 now is the count. Bunch fouls this one back. 1-2 goes the count here on Bunch. So Russell doing a good job stepping out of the box, maybe throwing Kamas a little bit off of his rhythm here. Shakes off the first pitch, now set to deliver. Fastball couldn't catch up with it. And swinging, strike three. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians here in the top of the 5th. We'll step away and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. So we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here for the Indians as anticipated. And it's Braden Ellis that will come in to pitch here for the Indians in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 is your score. ICC and Southwest Tennessee in the battle here. As we said, one of the final non-conference games of the season for the Indians as they open up conference play on Saturday against Gulf Coast. Of course, you can catch those games here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And this is going to be the catcher, Parrott, to welcome Ellis to the game, and that pitch cuts to the corner of the plate for a strike. That pitch on the other side of the plate, and Ellis doing a good job of quickly getting ahead in the count now. 0-2. 2-2 is your score. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and miss. First strike 3. Nicely done by Braden Ellis, just coming in, tossing 3 pitches and getting a strikeout. Good job taking some speed off that fastball. And now up is going to be Porter here for the Salukis, and this will be the number 9 batter. Porter takes that pitch inside for a ball. That pitch missing low. (2-0) now is the count. That pitch across for a strike. That one across for a strike. Good job by Ellis, just coming in and filling up the strike zone here. 2-2 now is the count on Porter. Ground ball. Bunch gloves over at third, throws it across in time for the putout. Score that one 5-3 of Porter for the second out of the inning. And now we go back to the top of the line out with Chris Swanberg. Swanberg got a big time gift from the home plate umpire on a ball that was clearly foul with the first baseman on top of the bag, and the ball went to his left of him. So a break for that, and he eventually came around to score. That pitch high for a ball. So officially, he is 1 for 2 on the day. That RBI did drive in a run as well. Fouled off for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Swung on and missed for strike two. Boy, Ellis is just coming in grooving quickly here for the Indians. Trying to make quick work of the Salukis here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch in the dirt. 2-2 now goes the count. Two balls, two strikes, one out, and nobody on here for Southwest Tennessee. And that one's going to get past a diving first baseman. Actually, there's two outs in the inning. So a two-out single will extend the inning now. And now this is going to be Tucker King coming to the plate. So King, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, grounded out to the shortstop back in the third in his previous at-bat. Two outs and a runner on first here. Shows bunt, pops it back, not high enough for anyone to be able to get to for strike one. That pitch missing outside. Curveball. That one right down Broadway for a strike. I believe 1-2 now is the count. Runner at first. Two outs here in the inning. Tucker King at the plate. Swung on and missed for strike three. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout to end the inning there, as King took a healthy chop at that one, came up empty. His second time that he has been struck out in the game. That was the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Braden Ellis. Quick work of the Salukis there in the bottom of the fifth, as we'll take a break and come back with more. 2-2 is your score as we head to the sixth. Back with more right after this.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
I love these soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back as we get set to start the top of the sixth inning. ICC and Southwest Tennessee tied 2-2. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for the Indians. It'll be Kaysen Milliron, Hunter Neighbors, and Jackson Lancaster due up for ICC. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it back and out of play for strike one. Kaysen walked but was caught stealing back in the fourth. He also flew out to right. This pitch popped up once again, going to get out of play. Good effort by the first baseman over there as he almost went through the gate to catch the ball. So quickly behind in the count now is Kaysen at 0-2. That pitch missing high. Not a bad spot to miss that time if you're Kamas. Trying to see if you couldn't get him to chase one high out of the zone. 1-2 now is the count here on Milliron. That pitch goes high. 2-2 now is the count. Well, the wind has shifted, but one good thing for the fans and maybe the concession stand as well is blowing the smell of the grill out onto the field. So that pitch goes high. 3-2 now is the count. So 3-2 now is the count. Good job by Kaysen to be patient and battle back and have the count go full. Swung on and missed, though. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. Strike 3. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Camas. That is his second of the game. And now up is going to be Hunter Neighbors. Neighbors singled, and his first at-bat was a race from the bases on a fielder's choice. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the fourth, part of that 2-run fourth inning. His pitch fouled back for strike 1, just tipped it. Neighbors trying to spark something here for the Indians. And can't catch up with the fastball there. I don't know right now if I'm Adrian Camas, if I just say, let me give him the heater. Prove to me that you can hit it. This pitch off the inside part of his hands, fouled out of play. We'll stay at 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. Pitch drifts up high for a ball. 1-2 now. Goes the count here to Neighbors. So the 1-2 pitch coming. Neighbors fouls this one straight back into your living room. And we'll stay at 1-2 again. Jackson Lancaster on deck here for the Indians. 1-2 pitch coming. And got him looking at a curveball. Painted that outside corner of the plate. And Neighbors goes down looking. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Camas. And now up is going to be Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster doubled, scored a run. He also reached on a fielder's choice. Swings on the first pitch he sees, pops it up. It's going to get out of play for strike 1. We're in the top of the 6th. 2-2 is the score. Fastball missing just low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Fastball up. 2-1 now is the count here to Lancaster. Connor Lewis due up next for the Indians. ICC trying to figure out the puzzle that is Camas. That pitch inside. 3-1 now goes the count. Here to Jackson Lancaster. This pitch foul back will go full count now. 3-2 on that foul ball. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. 2-2 is your score. We're in the top of the 6th. This game's scheduled for 7. Pitch in the dirt. And that'll be a walk issued there to Jackson Lancaster. So now we go back to the top of the lineup here, and this is going to be Connor Lewis. Lewis grounded out to the shortstop to drive in a run in his previous at-bat. He doubled, was left stranded in the second, and grounded out to third to start the contest. So a runner at first for the Indians with 2 outs. That pitch missing low for a ball. So Camas, who retired 5 straight batters, issues a walk to Lancaster, now facing Connor Lewis. Runner goes, throw is up the line and gets away, and the runner's going to try to go to third. And he will. Nice piece of base running that time by Lancaster. Stolen base, E2, allows him to advance over to third. And boy, a base hit could be huge here for the Indians. So 2-0 is the count. Boy, a wild pitch, anything. Something to get this run across here for the Indians. That pitch up high for a ball. believe the count's 3-0 now. And there's a pitch right down Broadway for a strike, 3-1. Goes the count. There's 2 outs in the inning and a runner on third here for the Indians. Tie ball game, 2-2, top of the 6th. Ground ball, another nice stab by the shortstop. Throw over. Oh, cannot get there. I'm going to call that a base hit and an RBI. And a big-time play there as the Indians now take a 3-2 lead. What a heck of an effort over there at short. The simple fact that he made that close after making that diving stop and still had a chance to get him out. I think a catch over at first and he would have been out. Instead, it's an RBI single. Runner goes. The catcher double clutched on the throw. Boy, how big was that steal in that error that allowed the ball to get into center field to put the runner over at third. So 2 outs now. The Indians come up with a clutch 2-out hit there to take a 3-2 lead. First lead of the afternoon. That pitch inside. 2-0 now. Goes the count here. This is Kyle Weaver. Weaver had a single that drove in a run. He also grounded out to third to end the second. Weaver pops this one up. Drifting over, third baseman's going to watch it get out of play. Thought for a second that had a chance to get out of, or stay in play, I should say. Third baseman drifted over as far as he could before allowing it to get out of play. 2-1 now goes the count. So Weaver at the plate. Looks at a breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Parrott. 3-1 now goes the count. So waiting the 3-1 pitch from Camas. Weaver blisters this one high, fly ball into center field. And that's going to do it. But the Indians are able to get 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error to take a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 6th. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC leading 3-2. And this is going to be Jacob Nobles to start things off here for the Salukis. He's been a tough out today for the Indians as that pitch across for a strike. He's singled and doubled, drove in a run back in the third, but he was caught trying to steal to end the first. Ground ball. Slow roller, first baseman is going to toss over to Ellis, covering first for the putout. Score that one 3-1 to retire Nobles for the first time here in Game 1. Now up is going to be Christian Busby. Busby 0 for 2. He struck out looking to end the third, grounded back to the pitcher to start the second. So Busby trying to get in here and spark a rally for the Salukis. Here in the bottom of the 6th, that pitch across for a strike. Braden Ellen's just been filling up the zone this afternoon. Breaking pitch, and it was ripped. That's going to be down for a base hit. Maybe looking at 2. And he's going to get it. Going to be a single advance on the error as Sedale kind of dropped the ball out of his hands after Busby checked up at first, was able to head over and take second to put the tying run in scoring position. And now this is going to be Blake Donalds coming to the plate. Tying run is at second with 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Waiting on the curveball, got it. Bunch had it and caught a foul ball. So foul ball there for strike 1. You have to kind of wait and see, because we saw a ball that was clearly foul earlier in the game be called a fair ball that eventually allowed a run to score. Actually led to 2 run scoring. That was back in the bottom of the 3rd. Return to sender right up the middle. Ball is going to bounce off the base, and that's going to allow the tying run to score from second. Nice piece of hitting there for Donalds. And we've got a tie ball game once again. So 3-3 is your score here between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Chopper, pitcher's going to get it. Soft toss over to first for the putout. Score that one 1-3 to retire Daniels. And this is going to be Jaquin Estrada, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout. Struck out to end the 2nd. Flew out to center to end the 4th. Breaking pitch that just did not turn over that time, inside high for a ball. Fastball couldn't catch up with it. 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs and a runner on second here for the Salukis in the bottom of the 6th. So 1-1 is the count, 2 outs. Ellis delivers, swung on and missed for strike 2. Ellis doing a great job of varying his speeds on his pitches, keeping these Saluki batters on their heels. 1-2 now is the count. Pitch coming. Fouled out of play, and will stay at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. Here for Southwest Tennessee. We're in the bottom of the 6th, game 1 of 2 here in Millington, Tennessee at USA Stadium. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout to end the inning for the Indians. As we have played 6, 3-3 is your score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we do have a Renaissance Bank pitching change here for Southwest. Is coming into the contest is going to be number 29. And I'm not seeing a 29. Yep, Cannon Duke. Cannon Duke now pitching for the Salukis. Well, if you notice on the bottom of your screen, the new rankings for the baseball, NJCAA Division II baseball has come out. The Indians fall back one spot to number 8 after splitting with Calhoun Community College in their only game last week. So the Indians, number 8, ICC softball, number 6 in the country according to the NJCAA polls. We're tied at 3-3. So we're getting set to go to the top of the 7th. For the Indians, it'll be the 3-4-5 batters due up. It'll be Justin Medlin, Drew Thomas, and LeBryant Siddell. As Cannon Duke taking his warm-up tosses, we're just moments away to getting this top of the 7th started here. As we said, this game's scheduled for 7 innings. See if the Indians can get anything going here, and it's going to start with Justin Medlin. Medlin 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to second to end the 4th, flew out to right for the first out in the 3rd, and the second out in the 1st was a fly ball to center field. First pitch missing high and outside for a ball. This is the 3rd pitcher of the day. Both teams figure with conference play, as that's an inside pitch, swung on a miss by Medlin, but yeah, with conference play coming up for the Indians, and looks like Southwest Tennessee 6 games into conference play, going to see a lot of different pitching in this early week non-conference matchup. Beautiful pitch, just dropped a little different angle on the delivery. Medlin way ahead of that one, couldn't find it. 1-2 now is the count here on Justin Medlin. Drew Thomas on deck for the Indians. Pitch outside for a ball. 2-2 now goes the count. Medlin, Thomas, and Siddell all due up here for the Indians in the top of the 7th. 3-3 is your score. Medlin lifts one deep, deep, deep. Is it long enough? And it is. A solo home run for Justin Medlin. Got the pitch he was looking for and parked it over the wall. 334 down the right field line of the Indians. Take a 4-3 lead. So a solo home run to start the inning there for Medlin gives the Indians the 4-3 lead. And now up is going to be Drew Thomas. Thomas swings on that first pitch, fouls it back. For strike one. So the Indians up 4-3. Drew takes a look at a breaking pitch, and it was a beauty. Across for a strike, 0-2 now is the count here to Drew Thomas. Thomas is 2 for 3 on the afternoon with a pair of singles. Held off on that pitch. Not a bad miss that time by Duke to see if he could get him to chase one. Siddell on deck for the Indians. Thomas fights that one off. And 1-2 is the count. Well, Justin Medlin got one to carry out of the ballpark. Out to right. Time is taken by the catcher in this situation. The Indians take a 4-3 lead. Can ICC close the door and find a way to scrap their way to a win here over the Salukis in Game 1? Need to pick up some insurance runs, though, here in the top of the 7th. Thomas sends one out to right field. Right fielder's not going to be able to get to this one. It's going to be a fair ball. Nice also, though, to keep that cut to a single. So back-to-back hits here for the Indians. As Drew Thomas gets his 3rd hit of the afternoon, and now ICC's got something going here. and this is going to be LeBryant Sedale. So Sedale will come to the plate with no outs and a runner on first. ICC leading 4-3 after a solo home run by Justin Medlin to start the inning. So Sedale, who is 0 for 2 with the walk, showed bunt, pulled back on it. Breaking pitch that fell way out of the zone that time for a ball. He grounded back to the pitcher in his previous at-bat, reached on a fielder's choice but was left stranded in the third, walked, and was left stranded in the first. So Duke delivers the pitch. Missing low for a ball, 2-0 now is the count. So Sedale will get the signals from Coach Collier over at third. Runner at first, that's Drew Thomas. Snap throw over. A little slow getting there as Thomas, not taking a very big lead, dove back safely and actually was tagged as he was getting up. So 2-0 is the count here. Sedale at the plate. Shows bunt, lays it down. Only one play, and that's going to be the first. And nicely done that time by LeBryant Sedale to get that sacrifice bunt, 1-3 on the putout of Sedale. And, of course, when we talk about that sacrifice bunt, we talk about the ICC BSU, and they remind us it was the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. The ICC BSU meets Monday nights at 7:07, Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget your $2 for your friend as well. That's the ICC BSU. They're actually on a mission trip to Alaska during spring break, where the Chris Burrows and company, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So now Coach Collier came out and said something to the umpire behind the plate. Not sure what he was bringing up. Whatever it was, Coach Collier kind of walked out. The infield umpire said something to him. He gave him a thumbs up and came back to his coaching box. So it'll be Russell Bunch due up here for the Indians with a runner on second. ICC with a 4-3 lead would love to pick up some insurance runs here in the top of the seventh to see if they can fight their way for a Game 1 win here over Southwest Tennessee. Bunch 0 for 3 on the afternoon with a strikeout. That pitch nicely done behind the plate by Parrott. He has been busy this afternoon, having to get down and get dirty to stop that one before it got away. As I said, if the ball ever gets past a catcher in this ballpark, you can run for days. So 1-0 is the count here to Bunch. Russell swings on that one, comes up empty for strike one. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, one out. Runner on second, top of the seventh, ICC. 4-3 lead. That pitch in the dirt gets away once again. Great block in behind the plate by Parrott. 2-1 goes the count here on Bunch. So the 2-1 pitch coming. Bunch takes that pitch inside, nearly hitting. 3-1 now goes the count here to Russell. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runner on second for the Indians. That's Drew Thomas, who singled and advanced on a sacrifice bunt by Sedale. Bunch stands in, waits the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over, low in the dirt, but dug up nicely that time by the first baseman. Score that 6-3 on the putout of Bunch. The runner does advance to third, and now up is going to be Kason Milliron, I should say. Or we may be having a change here for the Indians as This is actually looks like it's going to be Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall coming into bat. Kind of difficult to pick up that number from this high up over the stadium. So Hall will come into bat in place of Kason Milliron. Milliron was 0 for 2 with the walk. He was caught stealing. So Hall trying to come in and get a big-time 2-out hit here to see if the Indians can pick up an insurance run. As Coach Collier taking his time with the home plate umpire. Rick must have found a warm spot on the field because it's been a cold afternoon. As now everything's getting squared away here. We're ready to play ball. Cannon Duke on the hill here for the Indians. Or excuse me, for the Salukis. Jacob Hall at the plate for the Indians. Runner at third, 2 outs. ICC leading 4-3. Pitch blocked up nicely once again by Parrott in the dirt. Ball 1. So 1-0 is the count here to Hall. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on third here for the Indians. Jacob Hall at the plate. Breaking pitch, and it was a beauty. Floated right back across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here to Hall. So Cannon Duke with a 1-2 pitch coming. Missing low for a ball. 2-2 now goes the count. Runner at third. The Indians would love to push that run across here to get a little bit more breathing room. Here in the top of the 7th. 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on third. Jammed him. Foul ball. Will stay at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third for the Indians. Top of the 7th, game 1 with Southwest Tennessee. Hall fouls that one off, just enough of it to keep the at-bat alive here. So we'll stay at 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner at third. A battle between Hall and Duke. Hall trying to find a way to win this at-bat. Duke, sidearm delivery, fights it off, pops it up. Third baseman gets it. Throw across the way is too tall, and the run will score. What looked to be a little routine play that time. E5. As Hall was able to reach, and the run scores for the Indians. And now up is going to be Hunter Neighbors. So the Indians do pick up that insurance run. And when we talk about the insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, give Joey a call or stop by and see him there on South Adams Street in Fulton. So 5-3 now is the score. This pitch lifted deep, 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 and gone. The second home run of the inning, and that's a 2-run shot for Hunter Neighbors. And the hits continue here. And boy, that error looms large for the Salukis. And the Indians now add 2 more runs to the board. And they lead this one 7-3. There's a ground ball. Second baseman comes up, zips it over in time for the putout of Jackson Lancaster. But the Indians get it done there in the top of the 7th. They score 4 runs on 3 hits and 1 error and nobody left on base. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Choice Pawn pitching change as Sam Harrington will come in here for the Indians. ICC leads it 7-3. Here in the bottom of the 7th in Game 1 with Southwest Tennessee. Boy, what a big top of the 7th inning. ICC was able to push across 4 runs, had a solo home run to start the inning by Justin Medlin, and then a 2-run shot by Hunter Neighbors. That was a no-doubter out to left. And ICC now leads it by the score of 7-3. Due up would be the 8-9-1 batters here for the Salukis. Parrott, Porter, and then back to the top of the lineup in Swanberg, if it stays that way. And actually it's going to be number 40, Logan Roberts, coming into bat here for the Salukis. So Logan Roberts will come in to start things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Sam Harrington coming in to pitch. As we said, expected to see a lot of pitchers this afternoon for ICC. 4th pitcher of the game here for the Indians. So Sam will step in here at first pitch. Fastball across for a strike. Well, we talked about it. ICC will open up conference play on Saturday against Gulf Coast. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. So quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 is Harrington. That pitch missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone. Nice job holding off on it that time by number 40, Roberts. 1-2 now is the count. Curveball in the dirt, 2-2. Goes the count now to Roberts. Everything stays true the way it is now. We'll move into our Renaissance Bank post-game report. Talk about some of the Sonic stats and more here from Game 1. Hopefully the Indians can find a way to hold on for this 7-3 win. That pitch missing low. 3-2 now is the count. So a nice job by Roberts to force the count to go full after falling behind 0-2. 3-2 pitch coming. This pitch popped up out to left field and squeezed for out number 1. So 1 away now. And this is going to be the center fielder, Porter, coming to the plate. Porter 0 for 1 on the day. He did walk and score on a foul ball that was called fair, resulting in a double back in the 3rd. Breaking pitch, and ooh, that was a beauty. Had Porter ducking out of the way. It just hit its blinker and fell back in for the strike. Fastball up for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 7-3 ICC with the lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th, Game 1. Curveball, another beauty. That's just what makes Sam so tough. He's already a big, intimidating guy on the hill. When he's got that curveball and fastball working, he keeps you on your heels. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That's a Renaissance Bank strikeout for out number 2. The first strikeout of the game there for Harrington. And so now we go back to the top of the lineup in Swanberg, who singled in his last at bat. That pitch paints the corner for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. 2 away and nobody on here. Sam Harrington on the hill. Fastball low. 1-1 now is the count here to Swanberg. Looping pitch fouled off. 1-2 now is the count here on Swanberg. So Sam looking to see if he can get his second straight Renaissance Bank strikeout to end it here for the Indians. 2 outs, nobody on. Instead, that pitch drifts high. 2-2 now is the count here to Swanberg. He is 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Pitch coming. Popped up. Third baseman, Russell Bunch, going to step underneath it and squeeze it for the final out of the game. That's going to do it. ICC rallies with a strong top of the 7th to pick up the 7-3 win here in Game 1 over Southwest Tennessee. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC wins Game 1 by the final score of 7-3 after a four-run top of the 7th, highlighted by a pair of home runs by Justin Medlin and Hunter Neighbors. Let's take a look at today's final line for the Indians. 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. And for the Salukis of Southwest Tennessee, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Let's start with the overall stats for Southwest Tennessee as they fall to 4-17 on the year. Swanberg went 2 for 4 with a double. Tucker King was 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Jacob Nobles was 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. He also had a single. Christian Busby was 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a single. He was able to advance on an error out in left field. Blake Donalds was 1 for 3. He had an RBI and a single. He also struck out. Blake Daniels was 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. Joaquin Estrada was 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Parrott Hudson was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Logan Roberts came into bat in his spot. He was 0 for 1. And then Barron Porter was 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. Also, Swanberg scored a run as well for the Salukis. For ICC, Connor Lewis was 2 for 4 with an RBI, with 2 RBIs. He had a double, stole a base, and also had a single. Drake Wallace reached on an error, was injured running down the base on that error, so he checked out, was replaced by Kyle Weaver, who was 1 for 3 on the afternoon with an RBI and a single. Justin Medlin was 1 for 4 with a solo home run, obviously an RBI and a score on that. Drew Thomas is our Sonic star of the game, as he was a blistering 3 for 4 at the plate this afternoon. He did score a run, all 3 hits going for singles. LeBryant Siddell was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt and a walk. He was left stranded twice in the ball game. Russell Bunch was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Casey Milliron was 0 for 3 with a walk, or excuse me, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He did walk, was caught stealing. And then it was Jacob Hall who reached on an error, scored a run there and part of that 4-run 7th. Hunter Neighbors was 2 for 3. He was hit by a pitch, had a 2-run home run, scored a pair of runs, struck out and had a single. Then Jackson Lancaster, he was 1 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice, was left stranded, had a double, scored a run, walked, stole a base, scored a run, and that's going to do it. Braden Ellis gets the win. Adrian Camas gets the loss. No save for Sam Harrington, who came in and closed the door on Game 1. Well, that's going to do it here for the Renaissance Bank postgame report. We're going to take a break and be back in about 15-20 minutes with Game 2 here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So come back, and we'll be back with more right after this.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.